Welcome to the Grim Tapes, where nightmares breathe and the apocalypse never sleeps. This is Chapter 5 of The Apocalypse, our ongoing zombie survival series. If you haven't watched Part 1, I highly recommend going back. Every moment builds on what came before. If you love immersive horror stories, subscribe, tap the bell icon, and join the Survivors Circle. New horrors drop daily. Don't miss a heartbeat or your last breath.
The sun rose quiet and heavy. No birds, just the hush of waves rolling in and that lingering weight in the air, like the island itself was holding its breath. Everyone was already up. Rick and Rex paced back and forth on the beach, muttering between themselves. 1 minute checking rifle mags, the next recounting grenades like they'd forget something vital. Their boots kicked up sand, nerves written all over their faces, even under the false swagger. Garen barked from the shore like a drill sergeant gone feral. "Maria, faster! Pam, lower your stance! Chris, keep your shoulders tight!" We were mid-training, our last tune-up before heading back into the fire. We did sprints up and down the beach. Push-ups. Jump rope. We practiced knife disarms, sword strikes, and dodging drills with swinging sandbags Garen strung from tree limbs. Then came the weapon rotation. SMGs, shotguns, pistols, then blunt force, pipes, hammers, crowbars. Each rep sharper, faster, more focused. Sweat soaked our backs. Fingertips blistered, but no one gave up. Not anymore. Off to the side, Rex and Rick started loading the gear. Boxes of ammo, rucksacks, 2 jugs of water, medical kits, explosives wrapped in oilcloth. "Boat's almost packed," Rex called out, grunting under the weight of a crate. Rick popped his head up from the stack. "Just say the word, Garen. We're ready to babysit these rookies through hell again." Garen finally nodded, crossing his arms. His shadow cut across the sand like a line in the dirt. "All right, enough." He looked over all of us, sun glinting off his scarred brow, voice low but solid. "You're not soldiers yet, but damn it, you're getting close." A pause. "For now, this will do." He turned toward the boat and barked. 2 hours. Meet at the pier. Full gear. Hydrate. Say whatever goodbyes you need to say, because what we're about to walk into, it's a suicide mission. We all went quiet. Then Garen added a bit softer. "But we've survived worse. We've bled together. We've gotten stronger." Rick grinned. "Stronger and sexier." Rex followed up, thumbing a shotgun over his shoulder. "And we're still the best damn babysitters around. No one's dying today, unless it's the enemy." As the group broke off, I sat on a log near the fire pit to check my gear, tightening the straps on my vest when Chris plopped down next to me, quieter than usual. He stared at the sea like it was about to swallow us whole. "You think we're gonna make it back, Evan?" His voice was low, honest. I didn't answer right away. Truth was, I didn't know. But I looked him dead in the eye and said, "I don't know what waits for us out there, man. But if I had to pick one guy to have my back, it'd be you." He blinked, trying to smile. "You serious?" "Dead serious. We've survived this long for a reason. Now let's finish what we started." From behind us, Maria laughed. "Aw, so cute. Get a room already." I smirked. "Jealous of the bromance?" "Disgusted by it," she shot back, throwing a piece of driftwood toward us. We laughed. Then I looked down the beach and saw Lisa sprinting barefoot through the sand, squealing as she chased a skipping rock thrown by Pamela. Their laughter cut through the tension like sunshine through fog. That moment, that sound, it reminded me why we fight. Not for glory, not for revenge, but for mornings like this, where the world still feels like home, even if just for 2 hours more. Pamela. She tightened the strap on her holster, checked the 2 extra mags tucked in her vest, then did it again. Not because she needed to, but because her hands wouldn't stop shaking. The ocean breeze blew her hair into her face. She didn't fix it, let it cover her eyes. Lisa sat beside her on the sand, drawing something in the dirt with a stick. It looked like a house, a big one, safe. Pamela smiled without looking at her. "Stay close to Maria, okay?" Lisa nodded. "Will you bring them back?" Pamela swallowed. "Yeah, kid. We'll bring them back." Chris. He packed slower than the others, sitting cross-legged by the trees with his rifle across his knees. His gear was a mess. Bullets rolled off his blanket, tape loose on his wrist guards. He didn't rush. Instead, he traced his finger over a photo folded into his back pocket. His sister. Still out there? Maybe. He muttered something to himself, stuffed the photo back into his jacket, and stood. His eyes drifted to the shoreline where the others were gathering like shadows beneath the rising sun. He exhaled hard, shook out his arms. Time to stop being scared, Maria. She adjusted her ponytail and spit into the sand, staring at her reflection in the blade she'd sharpened herself that morning. The weight of the machete in her hand felt right. She scanned the beach. Rex laughed about something near the boat. Garen towered like a statue at the edge of the dock. Maria rolled her shoulders. "Let's get this over with," she whispered, but she tightened the band on her wrist, the one her brother gave her. She hadn't taken it off since the first day. Evan. He zipped the duffel shut and slung it over his shoulder. The beach felt different today. Too still, like even the birds were holding back. Pamela stood by the bow, arms crossed. Garen didn't speak. Not yet. He waited for everyone to arrive. Rex and Rick stacked the last crate into the hold, laughing between strained breaths. Lisa sat on the pier, swinging her legs off the edge. Even she looked ready. Garen finally stepped forward. His boots thudded against the wood. Everyone turned. No speech, no long talk. Just a look, just the wind, just the quiet before impact. Then he said it. "Let's go be heroes, boys and girls." He cocked his head with a smirk. "And kick some undead ass." The boat engine snarled to life, loud, deep, guttural, like a beast rising from slumber. Salt sprayed against the dock as the hull shifted. The rope snapped free. Waves slapped the sides. Seagulls cried above, spiraling like ghosts in the morning sky. The boat pushed forward. The island began to shrink behind them. The sea stretched wide and uncertain ahead. They sat scattered across the deck, each one leaning into the wind. Pamela sat next to Evan, her hand close but not touching his. Maria leaned against the cabin wall, tossing a pebble from hand to hand. Chris leaned forward, watching the waves, silent for once. Rick adjusted the radio. Rex chewed jerky like it was his last meal. Then Maria broke the silence. "Hey, Garen." She raised a brow. "How exactly are we moving 100 people if we make it out with that many?" A pause. No one answered. Not right away. Chris scratched his head, half laughing. "With this boat, that's like 10 trips." Garen leaned back in the captain's chair, eyes squinting toward the horizon. "Guess we'll need a bigger boat." Pamela perked up. "Like what, a ferry?" "No," Garen said, half smiling. "Like a floating tank." The boat rocked a little harder, waves growing taller now, clouds creeping in above. The silence threatened to return, until Chris stood, balancing himself on a rail. "All right, boat ride bonding time. Everyone say your weirdest pre-apocalypse habit." Rex pointed at himself. "I used to collect Funko Pops." Maria blinked. "You what?" "Don't judge me." Pamela smirked. "I sang in a cover band, early 2000s emo, full eyeliner and all." Chris clapped. "Okay, that's hot." Rick raised a brow. "I once got kicked out of a Denny S for fighting a raccoon in the parking lot." Everyone turned. He shrugged. "Long story." Laughter broke the tension like a cracked shell. Even Garen smiled. A real one this time. The kind that had lines behind it. History. And just for a moment, the world felt light again. The sun bled into the horizon, orange melting into a dull bruise across the sky. Bellwick rose like a forgotten scar. Crooked buildings, shattered windows, the skeleton of a town trying to stand on rotted legs. From the boat, we could make out the old ferry dock. Rusted rails, splintered boards, and the unmistakable shape of movement. 20 of them, maybe more. They staggered like broken puppets, swaying near the loading ramp, skin pale, jaws slack, some with pieces missing, all with that same twitchy hunger in their gait. Rex leaned over the railing, chewing the end of a beef stick like it was just another Tuesday. "Well," he muttered, "looks like we got a welcome party." Garen's boots thudded onto the deck as he stood. No humor in his face, just that steady gaze. Nothing comes easy from now on. He scanned each of us like he was seeing right through skin and bone to what we were made of underneath. "Watch your six. Move as one. Stay alive." The moment the boat tapped the dock, we were already moving. No hesitation. Chris vaulted over the railing, rifle raised. Pamela crouched low, eyes sharp, pistol tight in both hands. Maria stuck close to the side, machete gleaming in the low light. They were fast, focused, different than before. The first shot cracked, clean, straight between a rotting set of sockets. Down, another groan. Closer, Pamela's breath steady. Headshot. Chris ducked under a railing, lined up 2 targets. Both dropped like puppets with strings cut. Maria darted forward, her blade slicing with brutal grace, not swinging wildly like she used to, but efficient, calculated. The machete sunk into a collarbone and split it clean. Rex stayed back, spotting and picking off stragglers. Rick shouted positions, barking call-outs like a battlefield conductor. I found my rhythm too. Sidestep, aim, squeeze. The recoil didn't jolt like before. I barely noticed the sweat stinging my eyes. We moved like a unit, not perfect, but damn close. Minutes passed, then silence. Just the echo of our breathing and the crackle of shell casings on the planks. Garen raised a fist. A signal. Everyone stopped. The dock was clear. The bodies twitched for a moment longer, then stilled. The sun kissed the edge of the earth, light fading fast. Garen stepped forward, scanning the foggy street ahead like he could read it like a map. He looked over his shoulder. "Rick, Rex, take the north side. Stay in sight, but scout wide." They nodded without a word, already slipping into the shadows. He turned back to the rest of us. "You've earned a breath. Take it. We move again in 10. Nobody spoke. We just let the silence settle. I sat on a cold metal pipe, hands resting on my knees. The wind carried the smell of rot, salt, and engine grease. I glanced at Garen. He stood alone, back straight, hands on his belt, eyes never still. Always watching, always calculating. Not for praise, not for comfort, just because someone had to. I'd never thought much about what he carried. All the calls he made, the weight of every move, every life, every risk. We'd survived hell more than once, and maybe it wasn't luck. Maybe it was because one man never let himself fall apart.